It's Dr. Lori. I'm in St. Louis Park, Minnesota at the Goodwill, and I'm finding some great stuff. Let's see what we find. I want to start here with ceramics and glass kind of mixed together. These things are the 60s. You probably recognize these. They're taped to high heaven. So if you take the tape off, just be careful so you don't take the gilding off with it. And this is, of course, a little dresser powder dish, trinket dish with a lid. And then you've got the match over here. And then a couple of other pieces too that go with it. I have to say, I think with all the tape, I'd probably leave these just because I think the minute the tape comes off, the gilding's going to come off too. It's too bad. This one is nice, but it's a little high. So $6.99 is what they want for it. It's a very typical design of the 1960s. Doesn't look like it's ever been used. I would say value on that's probably closer to $10 rather than $7. But again, I'd probably leave it. There's a small chip here, which I appreciate that because you're not hunting. They're telling you, hey, there's a small chip, so that's cool. Let's see what else we've got in terms of glass. Okay. This I wouldn't leave here if I were any of you. That's a nice piece. What am I looking for? Well, first we got to move the tape. Let's put that there. Yeah, so you see the swirl. First of all, notice that this has been smoothed down and allowed to anneal or cool off. There's a slight hump, right? So this nice shallow bowl, and that's really beautiful. Looks like somebody might have had something like a plant in it, so maybe you could wash that off. But this is Scandinavian glass and a gorgeous color, like a drop dead color. They want, what did I say? They want $6.99 for it. They had that under here, but I like to remove that so you can see that anneal. You can see that. That's an important aspect of Scandinavian design glass, like Costa Boda. A lot of you might be familiar with Costa Boda, but this is really a beautiful piece. This piece is, mid-century modern, gorgeous, probably 10 inches, I would think, in diameter. That's a winner. Oh, how much? Probably $65 to $75 for that $6.99 that they wanted for it. That's a beautiful one, and as I always do, I'm leaving it here for you. Leaving it here for you. What else have we got? Let me get my cart. Let me get that cart in front of me. Well, I have to say that there's a lot of nice glass and ceramics. A couple of older pieces, like that piece is an old piece, but it's in such rough shape. It's a nice platter. It's an older platter. It's Homer Laughlin, made in the United States, but way too damaged for my taste. So I would leave this here. They want $4.99, but it's too damaged. This is all, that's all foxing and dirt, and I would just leave that. I don't think you're going to have an easy time cleaning that. That's why I'm leaving it. What else do I like? Well, here's a nice piece, too. That's a nice piece. Nicely finished here. The bubble I'm not crazy about. That bubble shouldn't be there. But the rest of it I really do like. I like this. Look at the little purple hearts inside. I like the red, orangey red. Really, that's a beautiful piece. And again, you've got that nice, strong, smoothed down pontil. This piece is heavy in weight. You want to look for that for substance. $14.99. It's probably worth about $60. So to pay $14.99 for it's kind of a little bit high, but they know what they're doing. There's that. These are cute, right? Cute little Chinese-made dishes. But I think there was a glass collector in our wake. So, because the glass is really quite fine. When I picked this up, see how thin and how lightweight this is? So this particular piece is ruby glass, cut to clear. It's frosted. It's very lightweight. It's a number underneath it. Here's the pontil. See how sharp that is? I'm going to cut my hand open. See how sharp that pontil is? Now it's dirty. Inside, you're going to have to get a brush in there and clean all that out. But that pontil is, of course, to show you that it's blown glass. The red color comes from introducing gold, and that piece is beautiful. I didn't see a price tag. Did I miss the price tag? There it is, $8.99. Value on that is $90. So for $9 to get 90, that's a great piece. And probably dates to about the 1920s. That's a hidden gem right there, a real bargain on the road. What else have we got? Yeah, then we've got another piece. This is cranberry glass, and here's the difference. This is ruby glass, right? And this is cranberry glass. You can see the color. The moriage, right? You can see the moriage painting on top of it, enamel painting. It had a collar, so it had a piece of metal here, probably silver, right here at the top of the collar. That's a nice piece too. This one has an $8.99 tag. So some loss areas, but very minor loss here. You can see it right here where the leaf is. But I would say that this piece is going to come in around $35. Put that one back up here too. And what else have we got in terms of glass? Wow, we've got a lot of glass. We've got this piece too. More blown glass with the pontil, right? More blown glass. And that's a nice piece as well. This piece looks more Italian to me with this form, a bottle vase, as they call it, a bottle vase. That's what you're basically looking at here. And I love the color. The color's luscious. A lovely seafoam green. That's really nice. Well, I think somebody was trying to hide that. And in trying to hide that, this particular piece, well, not a great piece of glass. It's actually all plastic. Sometimes hiding things happens just that easily. It's just sort of like, oh, we'll just put something big in front of it. Most people won't bother to move it. So you might have to move some stuff. You don't have to say, I gotta move these things to see what else there is. That's pretty nice. Spongeware. I grew up in New England, so there's a lot of spongeware in my life. This one's actually Ransbottom, and you can see the Ransbottom mark right here. And it's, of course, I want to be careful of it. And of course, that's made in Roseville, Ohio. And then there's stuff that I'd pass by. Like, it looks good, but it's not good. Those kinds of things. Like this. This is a new piece trying to look old. So it's got the stars on it. It's got the lid. Of course, it's a standing compote. But this piece is not a piece that is particularly old. It is trying to look like a similar piece in the 1880s. And that's basically what you're starting to look for. So that piece I would leave here just because it's too contemporary. But in terms of glass and ceramics, this is a nice area. How about this? That's beautiful for quiche. When was quiche hot? Did you make quiche all the time? I still make quiche. I like quiche. I like eggs. But quiche was very popular in the 1980s and early 90s, and that's when this dish is from. This is a nice French baking dish. It would be oven to table, so it would look very pretty on your table with all of the different butterflies and strawberries and such. And it was a quiche dish or a pie dish. And of course, you got the scalloped edge. And even the gilding isn't so bad on this. Nice, strong piece. They want $10.99 for it. And I think $10.99 is very good for this. This is a piece that today in the marketplace, you probably could command just under $100 for it. A lot of people on places like Ruby Lane and Etsy and eBay are trading pieces like this. It's beautiful. And you know, with a good washing, this piece would be very nice even just as a display piece in your kitchen, maybe up in one of those open cabinets. Speaking of display pieces, this piece. Now you know that this piece is French. It's very obviously French with its decoration. You know that this particular piece, German, unmarked but German. And old. This piece probably dates to about the 1920s. So scalloped edge, rose transferware. These are not hand painted, they're transferred. You can even see some of the little tiny dots. You get out your loop, you can see some of the little tiny dots coming through. So it's not hand painted. That's a transferware image. A little bit of loss with the gilding, but that's a 1920s German piece. They want $8.99. I would say it's probably worth about $40. Yeah, maybe $35 with that chip. When you're looking, always look underneath for chips. I always say close your eyes and let your sense of touch actually find it. I said that many times to you. Found some great stuff in St. Louis Park. More videos to come. Stay tuned.